So my watch list for January 2019. I got a few stocks that I've got on watch, and they seem to be interesting. It's just that you know we don't know what's going to happen with the market. We don't know if the market's going to continue on a downward spiral or things are going to start picking up and we're going to start moving the opposite way. But we'll go over some of the stocks that look interesting at least, and we'll see what we can get there. Obviously, the first thing that I'm starting with here is just the basic stocks that I've been watching for at least the last month or so, and we're just gonna nail it down a little bit more. Uh, a lot of these stocks have conditions. We'll take an example, TTPH. The stock has been, falling for a pretty long time, and I think based on what I see here, give me 1 second. What do I have here? All right, beautiful, beautiful. So for TTPH, I'm looking at a target of so we got to get over this 120 level. So 120 is right about here. So we got to get over 120, and I'm just looking at it on my other screens here. And what I see next would be 128, which is not a lot. The reason I'm not seeing a big one is because the float is pretty big. So it doesn't look like we're going to have a massive, massive move here. Unless, they come out with some fantastic news, we might see something. But for now, that's what I got. Alright, so what else do I see here? So we got CCCL. So I don't know, man. CCCL could be. It's got a lot of work to do, but one thing I do expect it to do here is get back up to at least this level here of roughly 178. So 153 to 178, nothing massive, but it can be good, and we got to see what happens tomorrow. Or actually, I should say later on today. And then the next target we got here would be the 247 level. And if we can get above the 247 level, I mean, nothing should really stop us from getting up to about 343. Give me 1 second here. Checking this one out as well. 343. Does it make any sense? Let's take a look. 343 here. Not really. So the 343 is not a good one. 274 is a good one. So 274 will be like right about here. And then we got basically, I don't know, the 350 level. So that's what we got for that one. Nothing overly exciting, but we shall continue. What else I got here is CNAT. So CNAT. What we got on this one is we have a small chance of a move back up to about this level here, so 323. The only way we get up there is if we can get above this level of 217, and if we can get above 261. Now getting up above these levels will be a task, not an easy one, at least for sure. What we can expect is to get up to here, from here to here, and then come back maybe down here, and then maybe go up there, and then come down here, and then potentially get up to that 323 level. But it's not something that you want to wait for. It's going to take forever. For that main reason, I might just stay out of this one, and the reason there is also the float. 29 million is quite a bit, and we'll stay out of that one for now. But again, let's see where the potential entry lies on this one here, and I am looking at that one right now. The potential entry for that one would be, oh wow, so it's actually not that bad. We're not too far off right now. We would be in above 185. So we're looking at 185 right over there. That would be our potential entry, and the first target would be not a crazy one, which is 194, and then the next one would be 261, and the next one would be basically the 3 something level that we had here, 324. But now all this stuff doesn't matter unless we get some fantastic news. That's pretty much it. HLTH is another one. I don't like this one for one reason. It's under 50 cents, and it's got a pretty decent sized float, so we'll leave that one out as well. Let's take a look at RESN. Decent sized float, and this one, again, it's got some decent volume, and it's got a decent float. Again, we need some good volume on these ones. Unless we can get that, we're not really going anywhere. And for this one to blow up and go crazy, we got to get above 168, and we're above one of the better levels, which was well, we're still not above actually, so we got to get above 143, and then we got 168, and then we got 204, and then we got 247, and then 322 or 23, and then we got about 380. So I don't expect this one to go crazy, but again, save it, mark it on the watch list, put an alert for it on the systems that we have, and you never know. It could just be one of the stocks that are running, and you don't want to be the one that's not prepared for this. This is the whole purpose behind what we're doing here, is so we can be prepared and we know what's going on, and so on and so forth. So we got that one there, and what else do we have? Let's get into the serious ones now. The ones we've been looking at so far, they're okay ones, nothing crazy, nothing mind-blowing. Let's take a look at this now, and where's this one? I'm looking at VT for a second here, trying to figure out if this is a possible move to the upside again, and nothing really fantastic at the moment. We gotta get above this 278, about roughly. Okay, give me 1 second. This would be we gotta get above roughly 284 with a lot of volume, and that gives us some sort of a chance to make another move up to about 365. But until then, we're in a bit of a pickle because this thing has a lot of volatility, and it's not something that we should be taking too many chances on. Alright, give me 1 second again. So next one I'm looking at here is IPDN. What's the float on this one here? Let's take a look. IPDN looks like a decent sized float. It's less than $1 million. So this could be a stock that could go crazy. This could be a stock that could easily go, jump up around 200% in one day, maybe 250% in one day. We need to get above at least this level right here of 126. So above 126, this could be a really good entry, and we're just gonna keep an eye out for that one there. Give me 1 second here. Just typing everything out. So we have and then we got JOB. Nope, it's a bit of a messy stock there. And we got not that one. CLPS. Let's take a look at CLPS. Again, a decent sized float. The problem is it's a technology stock, and in order for this to move, it's gonna have to do a lot of work. A lot of things have to go right. As you can see in the past, it's gone from roughly $5 to about $16 in about a week, which is pretty good. But for that to happen again, I kind of doubt that. If we were to ever get above, I would say this level right here of 561, then I could see something happening, but I don't see us getting above that. Getting up to 561 is a possibility though. In order for that to happen, CLPS, we would need to get above 262. So what is this one here? Taking notes. So 262, we could jump up to about 283, 320, and 456. Alright, so we'll take a look at that one. And yep, you gotta get above 262. Let's take a look at some more obvious choices. DVCR. Let's take a look at the float. I think it's about 3.5 million. So DVCR. This one looks very interesting. Very, very interesting. So for this one right here, I am looking at entry of 255 for a move up to about 271, 364, and 440. So DVCR. Yeah, and what else? So GNMX looks pretty interesting as well. The only problem with GNMX is, where is this problem? I think we got a float issue on this one, GNMX. Yep, so we got a float issue on this one, so we'll leave that one out. The problem with this trade ideas or uh, give me 1 second here, less than 20. Let's see how this works. WHLR and ABAC could be an interesting one as well. So let's take a look at ABAC for a second. These stocks, they have massive potential, and if they can get going, they can do really, really well. So the problem with this one, again, obviously the volume is just not there. I mean, in a whole day, 6,200, it can bore you to death, and in some ways, even kind of push you away from trading. So again, this one's not that bad. What I could do for this one would be ABAC. We gotta get above. So I would say above 96 would be 110, and then 122, and then a 146. So that should be an interesting one. It just needs any sort of news. Any sort of news at all would be a fantastic situation for this one. And what else should we have? So we're gonna do just a few more. I'm sure this one's becoming a little frustrating as we cannot find anything really, really amazing here. CEI, this one looks really, really good. So CEI, we would need to get above 122. Actually, let's make it 126 to be safe. So above 126 would be, what do we have here? 182. Above 182 would be 343, and above that would be $4. So that's one that I have been watching for maybe about a month, and I've just been waiting for this situation to arise. Above 126. So what I'm doing right now is I'm typing out these alerts on my my TC2000, and as soon as these stocks they start to make a move, my alerts are already in place, and I kind of have an idea as to what I can expect, and what type of a move I can potentially get on these stocks here. So 126, and then we had okay, what else do we have here? I'm gonna base everything on the volume. So BERI, let's check out the float on this one. I think it's a little bit of higher float on this. So 16 million. It's gonna be tough, so we'll stay away from that one. ZYNE. Alright, so this one looks somewhat interesting. 14 million. I can probably expect this to get back up to about the $4 mark, but nothing better than that, unless again is some crazy insane news. So for this one right here, ZYNE, I am looking at 314. If I would want to get above 314 first, and above 314 I would be looking at 373 and 425 and above 425 I can probably get up to 465. So nothing insane on this one here, but again, if they start to move above 315, 375, 425, and 465. Alright, so what else have we got here? What I'll be doing in the future is I'll just be sharing the whole watch list, so that way we have an idea as to what I'm looking at. I just can't get it over to the screen at the moment. I'm going to also say one thing here. NVLN, nope, not that one there. Okay, what else? One more important factor we can do. CLBS. CLBS, BBW. I don't know, I'm not really feeling these ones here as well as the ones we've done in the past. They're just not making a lot of sense. They're really beating up stocks, and it makes it a little bit of a tougher situation. So we got ASNS here. Let's see if we can get something on this one. I expect this one to get back up to about the $3 to $3 to $4 level someday soon. And what do we need to get above here? If we can get above 259, so let's just say, yeah, 259, we should be able to see 3, which is right about there. Well, we should be able to see 294 and 319. ASNS above 265. Let's see, 294, 319, and 451. Beautiful. Okay, and something is probably going to make a move sooner rather than later. LINC. We got this one closing at 320, which is, oh, okay, so not this one yet. It's got a pretty big float as well. What else do we have? CADC, not that one. LGCY, nope. TZU, KFS. MRKR, we can probably see a move on this one, but again, it's a heavier price stock. I'm not going to focus on that one too much. ACST, ACST here, and I can probably see this one getting up to about, what is this here, about 92 cents, but I mean, that's not mind-blowing. Not going to go crazy over that one. SUMR. So we got yoga, NKPH. So nothing crazy, but at the same time, there are some options here, and we'll keep an eye on them and see how they do in the coming days. What I do expect is the Chinese stocks to start making some sort of a move in the coming days. They look somewhat interesting, but that's all we've gotten so far. Alright guys, so I think that's pretty much it for now, and let's see what the future brings in the coming days. Let me see if there's GBR. So GBR above, what is this here? I would say 166. Above 166 we could get about what is this, 204. $183 and 204. Alright, so I think that's pretty much it for now. And we will be adding new stocks to this list in the coming days, but that's all we've gotten so far. Another one, last one here would be XBIO above 179, 215, 215 and 240, and possibly 344. Alright, so let's wrap it up here. That's all we really have here at the moment. XBIO could actually be a potential monster in the coming days. It just needs any sort of news that could be enough to drive this stock crazy. But let's see what happens. Again, this is our first watch list video, and we're gonna monitor it, see how it goes, and we will see what happens coming up. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in, and next time we'll make it a little more entertaining, and let's see how these stocks work out in the coming week.